This is gonna slightly mess with the VOD, but I don't care. I'm just testing something real quick. Yep, let me mute that. Come on. Oh, well, okay, I'm very glad I've done this because, for some reason in the recording, it's not spitting out, all the audio. And it looks like I cannot modify it while it is running, which is really annoying. It should be in there, but it's not for some reason. I don't know. I'm just going to ignore it and get back to art, which includes putting the music back on. I will figure it out after stream. That is what I shall do. Figure it out after stream. Alright, hide. Yeah, okay. Wait, yes, that is locked. Yep. I mean, that already kind of works as is. I just need to basically tidy it up and add, color and shading. Yep. I feel like I should add more background stuff, though. What do you guys think? Should I? Should I include some of the background objects? Yeah. I mean, that's the kind of the point of this planning phase, right? Like, I can test things without, putting too much effort into them. And if it works, great. I can then keep it during the sketch phase. But if it doesn't, I can just remove it and I don't have to care. Then basically be shadowed like that. Yeah, that one there works. Because otherwise there'd just be like this big empty area. Like, imagine there was nothing there. So I think, yeah, that one definitely works. And that actually makes me tempted to also do something in this corner. But I also don't really want to do the keyboard because the keyboard is really noisy. And I also don't want to do the chord from the tablet either, so... You know what? What if I just put something here? Just like something. And I don't mean the word, but I don't put anything that's actually in this image here, but rather I just put something here. Just something random. Yeah. Yeah, that would definitely work. Alrighty. Which then begs the question, what should I put here? Because we got all this big space. Hum dee dum dee dum dee dum dum dee. Something that's definitely going here is the like mirrored lightning shape that I have. That's definitely too big. That's definitely going like somewhere up in the corner. Yeah, that'll be fine there. Hmm. Oh, I found something. I have this little plushy popcorn guy sitting on my desk. I think I'm gonna put him like here-ish maybe. So let me just see if I can make a likeness of him. Yeah, sort of a really fluffy top. And he actually has two eyes and a smile. Yeah, I reckon this little popcorn guy works. Yeah, he can chill in there. I got this area to still fill out. Any ideas? Yeah, popcorn. The popcorn section is really, really fluffy and soft. It's so nice. The little guy's so nice. It's adorable. I packed. Anyway, yeah, I'm open to suggestions for what can sit in this section. Currently struggling to think of something. Ooh. We actually have a little bit of space down here, so I reckon bow, but drawn bow. So if I just do arrow fletching here, that means rest is here. The arms need to be way longer than that. Okay, I'm actually going to start from the string. So string should be like... So if I say normally the string is like here, like maybe... Well, there goes half the fletching. String goes here to here. That distance needs to come to about here, which means about here. This is definitely a short bow. Oh, actually, the string might come to here. I think I messed up. Alrighty. So, lock there. It's fully out. Okay. That there. Then I can rotate. I do believe I found a spot, which is about here, and it's way back here. I think. That's a bit of a bend. If I up it to here... No, that bend is good. That bend is good. But I first need to real quick sort of flatten it out at the top. Well, at near the middle, I mean. Just shift it there. There we go. Bird planet. Hello! Welcome to the stream, cat. And yes, I will immediately shorten every single new viewer's name. There's no way I'm gonna try for a full name. For saying the full username. Thanks for the follow as well. I need some ideas for what I can, nice. I need ideas for what I can put in this little spot here. Currently not sure. That bow is very lopsided. What the heck? That needs to be, like, over there. I could do headphones. CD player, No, I don't think I'll do the CD player. CD in its case might be cool, but then I'd have to do the, okay, yeah. A CD in its case might be cool, but then I'd have to do the cover art for the CD case, and, I want to keep this drawing relatively simple, so I can move on to other drawings. So headphones could work. Yeah. I think I might replicate my headphones. Like the ones I got in real life. Shouldn't be too hard. Okay. If there are any unusual sounds, I won't know because I currently don't have my headphones on. Alright, let's see. Okay. Cool. Well, that actually is a better line. Maybe drop the size of the eraser a little bit. This goes around. Just shorten that slightly. There we go. Cool. Alright, let's zoom out slightly. Let's see. Let's see if, just how it might be moved around slightly. Now, I think the headphones are good where they are. But I maybe want to mess with popcorn a little bit. Popcorn can just tilt over here slightly and get slightly bigger. Popcorn is slightly bigger. There we go. Yeah, I like that. Now let's grab the bow. Shift it down slightly. Yep, that's good. I think that's a good plan. Especially considering this is the reference I'm going off. Let me just add a little bit of detail so I know exactly what I'm looking at. Yeah. Whew. Oh, that was a neck click. That almost felt good. No, I didn't want to mess with the layer properties. I really should stop adding stuff in the planning stage, but I can't help it. So let's just move on to the sketch stage. Alrighty. This is where we go from our piddling little line art. Also dampen the opacity of that. And then switch from mapping pen to a regular pen. I'm actually going to create a new layer and chuck it on the bottom. This is just a color reference. This is just so I can pick up a color. we go. Cool. I can now pick up my mapping pen color again, so I don't need to care about it anymore. Yep, nope. Oh, right. What? Just, uh... I dropped my mic. I dropped my mic onto the keyboard. Not a good thing. Clearly. Um... the stream title is Drawing and Chill, right? I did update that. I'm pretty sure I did. I just want to make sure. Yeah. Cool, 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 cool. Alright. Time to do sketch. Zoom in a little. Do do do. Can I just align that? Sort of. Okay, up the size of the eraser a bit. Let's bring it to 30-ish. Yeah. I just realized, like, when someone is live streaming, like, them drawing, is the people watching are just watching, like, basically nothing but an image slowly being made. Like, oh man, how do I say it? Like, they're not watching entirely because of, you know, the content. They're just here because they just like watching the drawing process. Does that make sense? Like, maybe they just like the drawing process but don't want to do it themselves, so they just watch someone else. Maybe, or I may be just completely wrong. I don't know. I'm still I'm still kind of new to this, so Yeah, that makes sense. It's probably also that they also have a chance to contribute to the artwork. Like even if it's just giving the artist ideas, that's still contributing. That's like pretty cool, I think. Like not only are you able to like see someone make a work of art, which is just generally kind of awesome, you also get to potentially contribute to it by giving ideas to the artist. Alright, let's see how well I can follow a straight line. Go. Yeah. I almost want to keep the wobbly edges. Like, I'll straighten them slightly where I need to. Yeah. I'll straighten egregious things. Ah, that's fine. I don't really care. Like, if you have to leave because of, like, something that, obligations or computer crash, I don't care. Because, like, not much you can really do about it. I equally don't really care if you just leave stream for personal reasons because you do you. Like who am I to dictate your life? do do do. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. I'll do all the little art guys after I've done like the hand and stuff. Because I don't have any reference images for those. Huh. That's pretty good. Ow. Okay. That'll work. Or just do that. Fade out more. There we go. That's pretty good, I think. That's the scroll wheel. Thought it was an imperfection in the cardboard. Cool. That's part of it done. Ah, this is the point where we have a drink break. Remember to hydrate because water is important. Yep, it's. I'm also gonna stand up and stretch for a second. Hold on. Alright, back to it. Now, to do the things that I don't actually have a reference for. Well, not really. Let's start with my little popcorn guy. Alright, let's see. Yeah, that's way too big. His little mouth is more like here. There we go. Let's give him a really little mouth. Yeah. Oh, I like him. I like the little popcorn guy. Now for the little bit of fluff on top that represents popcorn. Yeah. Ah, nose itchy. No. I think that's sort of good. A little bit rougher around the top, but I can kind of fix that. Kind of realized after I did the outline that I kind of need to make it more semicircle-ish. Otherwise, no one's gonna know that it's meant to be popcorn and not fuzz. Even though it technically is fuzz IRL. Yeah, there we go. I'm gonna call that popcorn guy pretty much done. Other than, you know, his bands of color, but that's in the color phase. I ain't gonna add lines separating his colors. But hey, he's a little boy. He's just a happy little boy. Yep. Alright. I'm kind of rethinking the headphones, to be honest. Let me just real quick. I don't know. I'm just not feeling the headphones, and I'm also not feeling the bow either. I just found something. This is why I kept the color reference. Mapping pen. Like that. Instead of this, LSO2. Delete. This is something that was just on my desk. It's a necklace I got from, I think, Vanuatu? Either Vanuatu or Thailand a really long time ago. And I kind of like it. So if I do my best to draw it... That needs to be significantly longer. So it curls in, it ends here. Shave off a little bit of the end. Yeah, it looks sort of something like this with a few engraved patterns on it. I just shift slightly. If I just pop it, first of all, make it a bit bigger, shift it down, bigger, rotate, shift. There. Yeah, that could work. That would work better than the headphones. Well, I reckon that'd work better than headphones. Especially if I put the inscriptions that are on it, draw them. God, I actually drew it really almost perfectly accurately. I'm just holding it up to my screen right now. Like, end is there-ish, and I'm still using the mapping pen. Oops, don't want to do that. Yeah, top is there. There's the end. Curls in. And the back end is like here-ish. Definitely gonna need to clean that up a lot. Oh, X switches the colors. Nice. Alright, hide that. Let's just check. Beep. Reference layer. There we go. And now I can lock that. Here is keychain hole. Right, I think that's the sketch slash line art done. Time to move on to coloring. That goes below sketch. Excellent. Pull up reference, max out the opacity. What is my mid? Let's see about there is the midtone. Need to bring color reference up above that. Let's upsize it. Yep. That's highlight color. Okay, that's shallow shadow. Yeah, lineup done. I just glanced over at chat. So this one's definitely mid-tone. So that comes from like this region, I think. Actually, let me check. Wait, okay. Where's this? This came from like somewhere along here, right? No? In here? Ah, around here somewhere. Okay, so that's actually more shadowish. Yeah, I'm gonna call... Hmm. Try that there. Grab this as a mid-tone. Use that as highlight. And that is actual highlight, so basically a white here. That comes around here. This goes here. This comes along here. Then... Is there a blur? Yes, there is. I blur these a bit. Remove reference. Does that kind of work? Like going highlight to shadow? Well, let me remove all the blurs. And then just do one blur in the middle-ish. Cool. Then I'll use those as the skin colors. which means jumping back to the pen, making my eraser bigger. Because we're still on the color reference layer, we're not actually coloring yet. So, shadow, mid, mid light, highlight. Well, I shouldn't say mid, I should say base. Is that different from any of them? No, all of them? No. Lock color reference. I'll use that as the base for the hand. Remove reference. You know what, I'm gonna make a folder with all the colors. Then just layer them, layer after layer. Base. Shadow. Shadow along the back edge. Clipping. feel like that color needs to be darkened slightly. Just slightly. Yeah, there we go. really been talking much. Been too busy doing art stuff. What is just my drawing? I think it's okay, I guess. I mean, is it that good? I genuinely don't know. I have an ADHD body. I have ADHD. I'm just kind of hyper focused. That's the secret to beating the attention deficit part of ADHD is to just figure out how to unlock your hyper focus. And this usually happens when you're doing something you're really passionate about doing, or at least enjoy doing. And I like doing art. Like, I think it's fun. So, wait, hold up. Okay, so I just looked at it in this little mini viewer up here, and I was like, wait, that looks really good. And so I've just I've taken a slight step back. Holy crap! How have I made this already look this good and it's only like half done? Oh my gosh, I love doing art. Also, three things you hyper focus on: writing, playing games, and organization. Yeah, that's sort of like me. I also hyper focus on writing. And yes, art is peak. And it's like I don't know, it's not even close to finished. I'm just cleaning up the spillover real quick so that I can get a better idea of what it's looking like. Well, here's the thing. I'm not focusing on the big picture. I'm just doing the little things. Like, that's what I'm focusing on. Like, the little details I can do on, like, the shadows and stuff. Like, that's how I'm doing this. Yeah, that's the lit color. If I focus on the big picture, I would have probably never even started doing this, even on stream. But I would have been stuck going like, oh, where do I start? But if I just start on the small, if I just do the small stuff, it works. Oops. I can get into a flow state, if that makes sense. I mean, if I cleaned up like these very blobby ones and added like the feathering, and then just export as is, minus like the the little bits of line art, like the little sketches, and all I did was basically replace my own hand with a hand drawn image, that would work. And it'd probably actually work quite nicely. Alright. I also now need a darker shadow color. Because, like, all this is actual, you know, in shadow, but it's really deep shadow. Like, look, that's deep shadow. Yeah. Like, if I just yoink this deep shadow color and add it, it'd be like here-ish. And then I just go like this. Just put the deep shadow in a little bit. I'd probably need another shadow gradient, but like, just adding that deep shadow section, that's already kind of given the impression that it's, you know, really dark in there. Yeah, let me chuck that into the color reference. So this is deep shadow. I probably need something between deep shadow and light shadow. So let's grab a mid shadow color, which would probably be something like here-ish. Let's see. Oh yeah, there we go. There's my mid shadow color. I'm gonna have to mess up deep shadow. No. So sad. Yeah, this is mid shadow here. It's also a more reddish color, which makes sense because there's still going to be a bit of refraction and bleed through from the light from your skin, because your skin's not perfectly opaque. Nothing is really. I just mid shadow all of that. Mid shadow extends sort of up here. And like, I'm not actually tracing over, like going to the people tracing over real images, not artists. I'm not actually really tracing over this. I'm using it as a reference to sort of study how the lighting effect works. And also yoink colors because, yeah, it's difficult. Okay, yep, all of that. Lasso tool. Control X. Control V. Merge. There we go. Yeah. Actually, that works as a deep shadow color. Yeah, if I keep that as the deep shadow color. No, I will keep that as a mid shadow color, but I won't use much of the deep shadow. Like, I'll only use the deep shadow like way down here where it's actually necessary. Like, this is the only spot of deep shadow. If I zoom out. Just add a little more deep shadow up this area. Cool. And armlet. I need to remove some material. Ah, yes, it's base. Holy crap, that is a big chat message. So big that chat is too small. Oh no. Um. Okay, I'm gonna do something slightly unorthodox real quick so that we can get, oh crap, uh chat, there we go, pop it into a window. All right, and hide window capture. Here we go. This is the massive um uh chat message. Now that that's been on screen so that people in the VOD can read it, let me switch back to window capture. Ah, yeah. That's the thing when doing any form of art, you really need to like have a reference image, especially when you're starting out. Because otherwise you're just absolutely screwed. You're getting nowhere without a reference image. Let's get the lit color. Sort of erase over here. Just a smidge. Let's go to highlight. That's better. I should technically have the base go like in this little section here, but whatever. Highlight is massive in this section, so let me just... There's sort of a highlight here, but only sort of. There's also a highlight here, which is from one of those ridges. Oh, right. I kind of need the shadow color before trying to do a shadow. Actually, I probably don't need shadow because I can just use base. Not erase. And just sort of do this. Oh, I can actually extend these on either side to sort of give it a bit more character. Yes, that works. That worked so well. Let's do the same here. Hide reference. Oh, that's Oh, I like this. This is awesome. I like this so much. I can't not like it. um Alright, let me fix up the way the shading is going over here. Because that's weird. It's going straight from very light to very dark. Said I wasn't going to do it. I'm doing it anyway. Sort of... Let's do that sort of thing. Alright, turn on reference again. Yeah, it sort of curls along here. Ah, yes. There definitely would be like a little highlight here. Yeah, and then that pops into shadow like here. Yeah, and that shadow sort of curls all the way around. The darkest spot being like up here-ish. shadow sort of curls up like this. And it doesn't go into the truly deep shadows. Wait a minute. I did it again. What what was it? It's W for the magic wand tool. Remove clipping, pop that on. Deselect. Didn't get everything. Okay. So, hide arm shadow. Alright, let's pick up the shadow very carefully. Pick up the shadow and only the shadow. Oh, wait. Yeah, specifically through this region. This is why you gotta make sure you're on the correct layer. So you can do crap like this. Now I can control X, deselect. Control V, and merge. Honestly, yeah, but it's honestly not that hard. Alright, now let's check for any shadows disappearing when I turn off arm lit. Okay, we're good. I fixed it! Yeah, there's just like a little bit extra shadow up here. Oh, yeah. Oh. Ah. Those were... interesting. At least back then, we had good frame rates. Like, at least back then we had a good bit rate. It just randomly just died. And the randomly dying, in my opinion, is better than worse bit rate. Because worse bit rate, we have lost over 35% of frames on this stream. Which is nearly 99,000 frames in total that we've lost just this stream because of a very poor bit rate. And I can't fix the bit rate unless I pay for better internet. I do not have the ability to pay for better internet at the moment. Alrighty. Yep. It absolutely is. And it's kind of annoying. Yeah, it's basically bright all the way along. Well, I guess that makes sense. The light source is like over here-ish. Like the light source is over here-ish. So since my arm is curling, you know, this way, it makes sense that it's kind of bright. Still, it's kind of annoying. No, bad. Light does not work that way. There will always be a little bit of shadow on the other side, if only because of anisotropic filtering. I only know those words because because I'm a game developer, and that's important for making games look pretty. Nothing like fascist Minecraft. Really? I mean, you can't really have that. Like, not even, like, with the Civilization server. Oh, there's darker shadows in here. Yeah, look at that. There's deep shadows. Like, not the deepest shadows, but there is dark shadow. Yeah, I'm gonna say dark shadow, like light shadow, dark shadow, deep shadow. We cool on my terminology? Cool. But yeah, the fingers have dark shadow. Like these fingers, yeah, they all have dark shadow. They actually have a decent amount of it. Like that's all light shadow. But then everything like under here-ish, ooh, yeah, under here-ish is dark shadow. I hope Avatar: The Last Airbender just continues to just persist in like general culture forever because it's just that good. Is absolute cinema. Yeah, and the Dark Shadow extends like under here. There's only like a little bit of normal light, like the no shadow, like base color. Huh. Do 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 do. Yeah, like the only um like the only non-shadow area on the bottom fingers is like this little band along the side. Yeah, see? It's like this little tiny section on the side. That's the only thing that's not in shadow. And the rest is light or dark shadow. Why is that? What? Huh? Yeah. Dark shadow sort of spreads sort of like that. Yeah. And it does the same over here. This sort of way. That's actually pretty dang close. If I just pop this out slightly. Which makes sense because of the geometry of a finger. Yeah, there we go. Think? No, more light shadow. Just ever so slightly more light shadow along here. Let's cut it down by that much and re-add the feathering. That'll make it good. It's terrible feathering. Ooh, touched the scroll bar. That's not good. Actually gonna remove the shadow from the nail on this one as well. Just to make it more look more like a nail. If I hide reference and zoom out a bit. Oh, that looks cool. I like how cool that looks. It's so good. Yeah. Drink break. Yeah, it does. I like this. It looks so cool. I draw it. I drew it. This is me drawing it. With a little bit of help from a reference image for colors. Looks like the hand's drawing color into everything else. I'm trying to understand what you mean by that, and I'm failing miserably. Yeah, I'm gonna get back to coloring and shading. Uh, oh yeah, I can kind of see it. What if I actually did that? Like, let me go back up to sketch, and get feel that. What if I like, ooh, don't use eraser. But what if I like add like a splotch of color that's coming from the tip of the pen, sort of like this, with like other little splotches like around here, maybe one over here, that have just look like they've been colored in. That could be cool. That could be cool, actually. Oh wow, the color just makes it so much better. Like, already, sketch of the hand looks good. Color, way better, even though it isn't even done. Like, the coloring isn't even done. There's still, like, missing shadows here, and kind of, blobby lines. That already looks good. You know what? I'm gonna try and do the last finger without relying on the reference. So shadow, the entire thing is definitely in shadow. Like the entire thing is shadow, definitely. Except for maybe the nail, purely because the nail is lighter in color. Dark shadow goes to like, I reckon around here. Deep shadow definitely extends down here-ish. No, not deep shadow, dark shadow. That'd be a smidge along here. Let's see how well I did. Let's turn reference back on. Ooh, I did pretty good. Looks like there's a little bit of no shadow, like just along here-ish. Like barely no shadow. Ooh, not sketch, color. No, I think that's still mostly shadow here. But there's like a smidge of non-shadow just along this tiny space. But I got pretty good. I got pretty close. I'm calling that a win. Like, deep shadow extends here. No, not deep shadow, dark shadow. I keep messing up my own terminology. How? Yeah, dark shadow goes sort of like that. Oh, there's like a smidge of light shadow down here. And if I zoom out, that's pretty cool. And the best part is that I mostly figured out the lighting for that pinky finger without the reference. Like, I just sort of eyeballed that. And then I fixed it up using the reference. That feels awesome to me. I really like that. Oh, yeah, that definitely needs to be a highlight there. Let me just grab one more glance. It's like a highlight here-ish. Simplify that slightly, just add a little bit of feathering. Let's actually cut that a little bit more. Just add a smidge more here. Cut a tiny bit. Oh, that made that little area feel way more alive. What the heck? I could probably add like a smidge of shadow like down here. I can definitely also just add like a little line, a tiny bit of shadow all the way along this little bit. There's a tiny little one. None major, you know. Ooh, yes. And now this could be... They get it really bad. Like... If I just go... Like this... Just add a few streaks here. No, that's too many. Yep, there we go. And shrink this down. Zoom in a bit more. And just cut away at them slightly. You could say that they're just barely there. It's like little tiny little bits. Oop, that's too much. Ooh, I think that's good. What do you guys think? So I think that's pretty damn good. Also, while you guys are figuring out whether or not it looks good, I just had a glance at the number of dropped frames. We are at 113,000 dropped frames. And it's about 37%. Yeah, it feels good to me. Ooh, there's like a little bit of shadow there. Yeah, 113,000 and climbing. It's like this little blotchy shadow over here, which just barely exists. Yeah, I'm pretty close to it. It's like solidly here. Let me just... I feel like it almost needs to be more angled. Like, shave off this bit. And just very, very, very feathered. It's barely hanging on to shadow. As a shadow. Yeah, that's better. Let me fix up this shadow. Like, give it a... Make it look a little bit better. And then I want to fix up the highlights. There's a little bit of dark shadow, like a smidge, like along the very, very edge. So I think I'll add that real quick. But it's like, that. Like, it is minuscule amount of dark shadow. This is so good so far. I like. Alright, on to the highlights. And for the highlights, I kind of already have where they all are, so I just need to sort of fancy them. Make them fancy. I just double check that one. Yeah, that one's like all the way up. Like it goes. You know? There's also a little bit of highlight here. There's a tiny bit of shadow under here. Well, not really shadow, it's just not lit. Well, I guess that's what a shadow is. And there we go. Highlight, stabs a bit more. Technically a shadow. How detailed do you want my answer to be? Because I can go really, really detailed. Okay, so a true shadow would be what the kind you find in like deep space where there's just you and the light source. In that case, a shadow is literally absence of light. So yeah, anywhere where there is no light, that is a shadow. So like if you're like standing on a like a platform in the middle of a completely dark universe, there's only one light source and it's right in front of you, the shadow you cast will be completely dark. Ignoring bounce light. Because if the platform is shiny, well, not shiny, reflective, specifically diffuse reflective, then what will happen is light will bounce from the platform to you back to the platform in the area the shadow occupies. So that shadow is actually technically lit slightly, but if you have it so that the platform is ever so slightly smaller than your shadow, like it's the exact shape of your shadow, and it's ever so slightly smaller, like not by much, but just enough that you know, when you cast a shadow on it, no light reaches it, that is a true shadow. But of course, that's a hypothetical situation. So what actually happens is light bounces off everything around you, including the air itself. And on top of that, light sources are not point sources. So you're getting light coming from an area, which means that no shadow is, sorry, let me reword. Shadows are actually lit. There's just less light than there is around it. which is pretty cool, I think. Anyway, I think I almost want to call the hand done. Like the arm and hand. I think I want to consider them complete. Let me drop it down. Because I kind of want to move on to coloring everything else. Oh, that looks way worse without the without the line art. Although you can tell what it's meant to be, it just looks worse without the line art. I think it's cool how you can actually tell what it is, and it actually kind of looks good without the line art. I think that means I did a good job coloring and shading. I'm just admiring it now. I'm just admiring my own art now. Like, I did that. I did this. I did that. Me. I did this. Why does this make me so happy that I did this? I don't know and I don't care. Me very happy. uh... I'm pretty sure I can put, yeah, I can put folders in folders. Um, Alright. I can compress. Lego. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Yeah. Um, we've gotten this far into it after 3 hours. Oh. um, so, we are 3 hours in. Okay. I kind of want to just keep going until is complete, you know? But if we keep going till is complete, we're probably going to be here for another 3 hours at least. Although maybe not, because an arm, the arm would have taken longer because it's organic and really difficult to shade. Like there's a lot going into the arm. Um. Yeah. Base. Shadow. Highlight. Yeah, I only need a base color, a highlight. Well, I don't really have... This thing doesn't really have highlights. I'm just gonna say it has highlights. Ooh, wait, that was 12 and a half. 12.5. Spamming Control C. Cool. Now I can just randomly flick it to something else. Well, it kind of does have a highlight color. It's just really, really... Like, it's really unused. Like, there's only one real highlight, and it's along here. So I'm just gonna say that there's a light, a base, and a shadow. Those are the colors I'm working with. So, light, uh, base will be this. Shadow, let's get the darkest bit, which will be in here. Shadow. Ooh, this will look fancy. And it'll look good regardless. Let's just call this light. Like, it'll look good regardless, because it's cardboard. Cardboard is way easier to do. And I'm not actually going to copy, I'm just going to analyze and then estimate what it should be. I'm not going to use the reference to fix my work if I'm wrong. Yeah. I twisted my drawing tablet. Wait, yeah, I'm going out just a little bit outside the lines anyway so that I can curl it back. Right. Because these two are going to be clipping regardless. Let's up that. Oh yeah, that little flap. Little flap can stay. Okay, considering how long this is taking, if I do art streams more regularly, and I'm actually doing, you know, these sorts of projects, I might actually make a specific stream day for it, and it'll just be like a start in the morning stream. That seems like a good idea. Shadow. Alright, let's hide the color, open up the reference, and analyze. Cool. Yeah. Shadow goes like this one goes to about here. This one goes to about here. Yep, that's shadows. I should really reduce the brush size back to 12.5. Oh, I do actually need a bigger brush. Let me actually rotate this. There we go. Alright, let's see how I did. Bit wobbly. Oop, I killed the one. Let's just cut off that and go to shadow. Bring it up a bit. Yeah, there we go. That looks better. Okay. Yeah, I'm calling the cardboard box done. Unless there are any complaints. Let me remove reference. So we can see what it looks like in isolation. Oh, yeah, it looks good. And color reference. Yeah, I'll say that looks good. Cool. Alright, now we just got this old boy. Which means... okay. Tablet goes below the stand, because that goes below the arm. Add layer. Base. It doesn't really have highlight or shadow. I'm still going to do a shadow and lit light. Because, you know, that's good a thing to do. So, light, I'm going to set this as base. Oh, wow, that's it. And shadow can go here. And here's the crazy thing. I need to, because this is raised. The tip of my pen is raised above here, so I need to put the shadow offset slightly. Something like that. But obviously, obviously not on the, you know, color reference layer. Clipping. Alright, let's go to base. Get base color. This bad boy. I'm actually going to get really big one. Yeah, look at that. Oh, that is nice. Brilliant. Best part is that I can just basically start here, cut across here, and if I hide the arm, I can remove... I don't have to worry about anything in this area. Like, I can just do a little bit of cheekies. Do a little bit of this. Follow along. Excellent. Clean it up a bit. Turn on the arm color again. Hide it. Yeah, I'm on the eraser tool. Maybe just very nicely clear a lot. I'm gonna remove reference. Oh yeah, there's some hidden there. It's not like I actually have to care that much. Oh, that's color reference. It's hiding. Jeez. Okay. Uh, okay, let's clean up the edges. Drop that way down. Um, oh, that's cardboard box. Make arms slightly transparent. Wait, I don't actually need to care about that, because I can remove that very easily by just painting over it. Or drawing the coloring. Right. Oh, that actually makes it kind of clear where I've gone over the lines with my arm line art. Let me fix it up slightly. Oh, no wonder it looks strange without the line art. It's because it's overflowing the line up in some places. Yeah, that's the base color. I don't have a convenient dark background for the top section of my arm, which is kind of sad. Now if I remove sketch, And hide tablet, because it's incomplete. Okay, there's still a bit of errors in there. That is hidden by sketch. But overall, it's better now. Anyway, to the tablet. Hide colors. We'll hide tablet. Reference. So it basically needs to be a lot darker over here. No, a lot brighter over here. So that's where I can put my light color. Yeah. Something like that. If I do a comparison. Yeah, I'll call that pretty good. And now to add a little bit of detail, which will require me to shrink the size a bit. Yep. Give me a second, I'm getting a phone call. I ended up missing the call, but since it just said private number, like that's what it said. Like not even a number, it just says private number. I'm gonna assume it's a scam caller unless they send me a voicemail. Got a scam call live. That's funny. Anyway, back to my cool idea thing. Yes, I did turn the mic back on. This is actually a good point. Water break. Always remember to hydrate. Alrighty. Yes, I am still on the light layer. Let's go to about here. Hmm. Is anyone still here? No one's been talking in chat for a while. I mean, I don't blame you. Alright, let's just step back for a second. Bop, bop, bop. Yeah, I definitely need to add like a few more bands. Just add a little more noise. I'm gonna call like good. So now we're onto the shadow, which is gonna be kinda hard. Alrighty, let's start simple. Why am I using that small one? Yeah, that wouldn't be there. Anything. So, flow like that. Hide reference. Huh. Oh, I got the direction of the light really wrong. This shadow. Okay. It's actually more like that. Yeah, no wonder it was feeling slightly off. Okay, I am gonna need to make secondary light colors. Like deep shadow. Let's grab everything in here. Protect alpha. Oh, that looks way better. Just adding a second, like a slightly lighter highlight color as a transition. That already looks way better. Let's grab that sort of darker. We also do the protect alpha thing. Holy crap. What's the verdict? I think it looks good so far. I need a snack. I'm gonna be real. I need a snack. So I'm gonna switch to this. Sorry, it's Minecraft, but I haven't made a be right back screen for the arts one, for art based streams yet. So yeah, I'll be back soon. All right, I have returned. And I have a very important question. Is anyone actually still in chat? I would really like to know if someone is still in chat. No one? Sad. Unless there is someone there and they just don't want to chat. Which is equally sad. I'm lonely. Ah, well. We are at the 3 hour 50-minute mark. That is crazy. Almost done with the basically tracing. Almost done. Just gotta do the pen, and then we're golden. Oh wait, that's actually really, really important. I should save this. I'm just gonna call it drawing tablet. Oh, this me. Alright. Run to pen. Pen is tricky because the colors need to both go over and under the hand. So to make it simple for me, I'm just going to have it always below and then just work with there. Because it'll already mostly appear like it's above pen base. Oh wait, I don't need to... Shadow. And this one does actually have highlights. Alright, color reference. Alright. Alright, highlight will be that. That's highlight. Mid will be this. That's base. Well, that's that. I'll say. Now I'll say this is base. That's shadow. Clipping. Yeah, that's base. Yeah, in the hand section, I can just go outside the lines. Who cares? Because it's behind. Alright. Do I start on shadow? Yes. This is thing. It's basically just along here. Along the back side of the pen. A little more heavy over here. Yeah, because it's being blocked by the finger. Oh, that's dark. Pen. Mm. Holy crap. Okay, all I got left is popcorn and my necklace thingy. That's all I gotta do left. Oh crap. We have officially passed the 4 hour mark of the stream. uh, I think it's been good so far. Alrighty. Cool. You know what? I could leave it as is. Like, this is a good pick. This is a good drawing already. I'll do the popcorn guy. Popcorn. And... Oh. Kernels. Container. That's it. Kernels in the container. Start with the container because that's easier, to be honest. Hi, little popcorn. Let's straighten him out slightly. You know what? I think I can do something smart by going boop, boop, and boop, boop. If I go, come on. Yes. Yeah, that's good enough. Oh, eek, yikes, that's terrible. That kind of works. It's way brighter. More yellowish. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna call Popcorn Guy nice and done. That actually works really well. And you know what? I think I'm gonna leave my necklace thing as is. Yeah, I think this is good. What do you guys think? Yeah, I think it's cool. And stream's been going on for for over 4 hours now. So I think I'm gonna call it quits there. But this is awesome. I'm gonna export it now. Let me just make sure it's all good. There's nothing that I didn't accidentally chuck in. Let's the color palette, good. Cool, we're good. Okay. What should I call it? I'm gonna call it what it is. It's the art stream, start end background. Saved. File name not valid. Thank you, slash. Start and background. There we go. So it's now exported, it's saved, and because I exported it, I get to go to stream ending, get the background, and change it. Cool. Oh, I'm gonna have to. This is terrible. Select color. Let's just darken it. That did not help. Pitch black. That's even worse. Pure white. That works. But yeah, that's the end of stream. The YouTube VOD is going to be missing the first 18-ish minutes. Because it'd take an extra like 12 hours to upload it if I stitched the little chunk I cut off, like where I stopped and started recording at the beginning. It'd take forever to stitch that on. So yeah, YouTube will have the VODs. Yeah, YouTube will have the VODs. A link to my Discord channel should work now. I'll update it immediately after I end stream. But yeah, go check out my YouTube channel. Go check out my Discord. As always, I stream every Sunday, generally in the afternoon. That's it from me. Have a nice week, everyone. Bye.